And here's the world news at 5. First, the top stories. NLC members walk out on Governor Bukola Musso at media rally in Abeokuta. BC Akande, worried over Buhari's health, ask Nigerians to pray for him. Peter Obi asks state governors to account for their security vote. Militant leader terrorizing Ogun Lagos creeks, killed in a shootout with troops. French presidential candidate accuses of plagiarizing defeated rival speech. Maltese Prime Minister calls a snap poll over corruption allegation. I am Tobi Joseph, bringing you the news in details shortly. Members of the Niger Labour Congress NLC have staged a walkout on Governor Bukola Musso at the media rally in Abeokuta for not extending pardon to all the sacked Labour leaders in the state. The walkout was staged after the governor announced his pardon of 3 of the sacked Labour leaders, including the state chairman of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Dari Lekoya, and Ola Balogun and Eniola Atiku, and also converted the sack of the 3 Labour leaders to compulsory retirement while he was silent on the NLC chairman, Hakim Ambali. Amoso, addressing the rally, said he cannot pardon Ambali because he had gone to court to challenge his sack. The aggrieved NLC members walked out of the venue of the rally after the governor explained why Ambali was not pardoned. Earlier, Amoso objected to Ambali addressing the rally as the NLC chairman, leaving the Trade Union Congress TUC state chairman, Olubunmi Fajabi, to read his address. Some of the NLC members who spoke to Rock City FM accused the state government of attempting to divide the labor unions in the state. Comrade Hakim Ambali also spoke to Rock City FM on the pardon and other sundry issues.
The government, if we are able to meet dialogue, we have taken Ogun State government arbitration.
The resumption of work on the ongoing road project in Ogun State may face a financial setback as part of the fund voted have been diverted to the payment of October 2016 and April 2017 salaries. Governor Bukola Musso will give the indication that the media rally in Abeokuta put the diverted fund at 11 billion naira. With these developments, Amuso says that his administration will have to look elsewhere to source for fund for the completion of the project.
Now, we are talking about 11 billion. It is the money that we struggle to set aside for developmental purposes. And they asked me, they looked me in the and said, nothing will happen for you to touch this money. I said, yes, let us beg the Lord. We pray to God. We'll find a way to get some money back so that we can continue with our project. So the money that we use to pay the backlog and this is the money that we set aside. We struggle to set aside for our project.
Workers disrupted the media rally held at the Eagle Square in Abuja yesterday. The rally, organized by the Niger Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, ended in confusion with the police dispersing the rampaging workers. As a result, the usual march past by workers failed to hold as more security personnel were deployed to the rally ground to protect important dignitaries, including the Labour and Employment Minister, Senator Chris Ingige, invited to the event. Other dignitaries, including the Senate President Bukola Saraki, the Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara, and former Governor Adams Oshomole, were whisked away by security operatives from the rally amidst the confusing atmosphere. The trouble started when the minister was invited to address the rally on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari. Scores of angry workers did not allow the minister to address the rally, insisting on either Buhari or Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. APC's former interim national chairman, Chief Bisi Akande, has alerted the nation of the danger posed by the ill health of President Muhammadu Buhari to the political future of the country. Akande asked Nigerians to pray fervently for Buhari's divine healing and perfect recovery to avoid the ugly consequence of throwing Nigeria into confusion. The elder statesman, in a statement issued in Osogbo, says that his greatest fear is that Nigeria should not be allowed to slide into anarchy and dishonor of monumental proportion. The former APC chairman adds that the greatest danger facing Nigeria today is the political interest at the corridor of power, which alleged are attempting to capitalize on Buhari's health in a dangerous manner capable of deepening the conflict between the National Assembly and the presidency. Akande warns that those he accused of attempting to harvest from Buhari's health, the Nigeria of today is different from that of 1993. 12 human rights activists, including a senior advocate, Femi Falana, have asked President Muhammadu Buhari to immediately proceed on a fresh medical vacation to attend to his ill health. Other activists who made the call in a joint statement include Debo Adeniro, Adetokunbo Mumuni, Jibrin Ibrahim, Chum Bago, and Chris Kwaja. They urged Buhari to heed the advice of his personal physician by taking a rest to attend to his health. The activists say they are worried that Buhari has not been seen in public in the last 1 week and two last meetings of the Federal Executive Council and the last Jumat service at the presidential villa. They argue that this development has encouraged further speculation and rumor. Former Governor Peter Obi of Anambra State has asked the 7 state governors in the country to account for the security votes allocated to their offices. Obi, speaking at a forum in Lagos, regards the governor's security votes as unconstitutional and the biggest wastage of scarce public funds at the state level. The former governor, who accused governors of abusing the security votes, says it should not exceed 4% of the state expenditure. He, however, says that most of the security votes are now between 20 and 30% of the state government's expenditure. Last month, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, also asked the state governors to make public their security votes and how they are being spent. A top militant leader terrorizing residents living close to the creeks in Ogun and Lagos State have been killed by troops of the Joint Military Task Force in Ondo State. A soldier was killed and 3 others injured in the clash with members of the gang at their base at Ajapa in the SLD local government area of Ondo State. The militant leader, identified as Osi Ibori, according to reports, opened fire on the troops, leading to his being killed, while other militants jumped into the waters. Lagos State Police Commissioner Fatai Wosheni confirmed the incident, says the militants engaging in armed robbery and kidnapping in the creeks in Ogun and Lagos State had relocated to the base in Ondo State since the operation to flush them out began. Wosheni says the militant leader killed is the major coordinator of the several high-profile murders and kidnapped in Ogun and Lagos State. Spokesman of the Joint Military Task Force, Major Abubakar Abdullahi, says the killed militant leader led the recent attacks in the Ikorodu axis, in which 4 police officers and an army captain were killed. 4 persons, including a 13-year-old boy, have been burnt to death in a ghastly auto crash at a state section of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. 12 others were injured in the crash, which occurred at Ascon area of the state, involving an in-vehicle truck marked NSR 213ZD and a Toyota bus marked IND 991XL. Spokesman of the State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps, TRACE, Commander Babatunde Akinbiyi, said the bodies of those killed in the crash have been deposited in a morgue of a private hospital in Shagamu. Those injured, according to him, were taken to a hospital operated by the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, in the area. You're still listening to the World News at 5 on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we'll bring you foreign, business, and sport news. Please stay with us. Presidential candidate Ms. Le Pen has been accused of plagiarizing her defeated rival Francois Fillon in a speech she delivered on Monday. Several sections of a speech in Villepinte, north of Paris, appears to repeat almost word-for-word comment Mr. Fillon made in an address last April 15. The similarity in the speech was pointed out by Ridicule TV YouTube channel, initially set up by Francois Fillon supporters to attack Macron before the first round of voting that saw Fillon eliminated from the contest. Ridicule TV says the far-right presidential candidate had plagiarized Mr. Fillon's speech word for word and set the 2 speeches side by side, inviting viewers to make up their own mind. Malta Prime Minister Joseph Muscat has called for a snap general poll for June 3, a year before his term ends. The opposition had been calling for his resignation over allegations that his wife owned an offshore company in Panama. The Prime Minister and his wife, Michelle, have denied the claim, and a magisterial inquiry is underway. The Maltese leader says he wanted to protect the country from uncertainty. The current scandal erupted earlier on Monday when the blogger Daphne Galizia made the claim based on the claim on documents from the so-called Panama Papers. In business, the presidency says it has reduced the volume of petrol being consumed daily in the country from 50 million liters to 37 million liters. Petroleum Resources Minister of State Ibe Kachiko made this known in a podcast message posted on his Facebook page. The minister says the inherited figure, 50 million liters daily, is based on fraud and potential diversion of product supply. Kachiko also says that since he has resumed office, measures have been taken to reduce the consumption of petrol. Finally, on the World News at 5, Sport News. Super Eagles striker Kelechi Iheanacho is on the verge of joining the German club side Borussia Dortmund, if reports from the British press are to be believed. Iheanacho's English club, Man City, is reportedly keen in doing business with the German club when the transfer window reopens in July. The player may move to the German club during the transfer window. Borussia Dortmund manager Thomas Tuchel has opened to the prospect of developing talent in the team's lineup. Iheanacho has scored 4 times in the 18 league appearances he made so far for Man City this season. That was the World News at 5. And just before we go, the major stories once again. NLC members staged a walkout on Governor Bifla at the media rally in MKO Stadium at Bogota. Chief Bisi Akande is worried over Buhari's health, asks Nigerians to pray for him. Peter Obi asks state governors to account for their security votes. Militant leader terrorizing Ogo and Lagos Creeks have been killed in a shootout with troops. On the foreign scene, we told you that the presidential candidate in France has been accused of plagiarizing defeated rival speech. We also told you that the Prime Minister of Malta has called a snap poll over corruption allegation. For more stories or to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you so much for listening. I am Tobi Joseph. Good evening.